Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the place where you learn new skill every time you visit. So keep updating yourself by subscribing to the channel.
Today we are discussing the conditionals or if-else in Java. The syntax of if-else you are already familiar with. Let's do these questions. We call it slab questions or condition based on ranges uh, in Java, and then we'll compile it and see how it works. So let me just open a notepad where I would be doing the code. So I would be moving this notepad as and when on the screen to see the question also and to type the code also. So right now the question says, in this type of question you just have to go step by step as the question is saying. It says define class employee. So you'll start with class employee. Curly bracket starts and close. So this is the to boundary of the employee class where it will enclose all the variables and methods related to this particular class employee. Class employee is a unit where everything, whether it's a variable or a function related to employees, are kept. So a class is basically a group, a unit which holds similar kind of variables and methods together. So now let's see what are the other variables it has. It has a variable called I'll just use marker so that I can point to you. Yeah. So we have a variable called PAN. Okay. The personal account number, which is of integer type. We have a variable called string name. We have a variable called tax income, which is of double type. We have a variable called tax. All right. So let's type this code here as per the question. Okay. So int and second one is string name double tax income double tax. So these statements I just put as per the question is asking us to do. Now comes the methods or the functions, right? Now in the methods part of the program, it says the method part, this is the method part, where it says you have a function called calc, which is a double to calculate the tax for an employee. Okay. So how do we define a function? We define a function something like, I can take it, float it on the top because so that the conditions I can see properly. So here it goes on the top. Yeah. Let's take it to the side by reducing the size. Right there it will fit. So the next thing is we have a function called double void double. Now since this function is not returning anything, so its return type is void, and the name of the function is calculate, and the data and the value which it is inputting. Okay, the value which is inputting from user, the parameter is double. So double, they only have given double, they have not identified that what the variable it's going to take. Now from this table you can make out that you here over here you are calculating the tax rate or tax basically on the basis of the total annual income. So that is clearly understood that this variable double is going to be the total annual income because that is the input for this particular calculation. So to do this calculation we need total annual income. So that's why the parameter is going to be like that. So I will take it as tax income. Now I need to put if conditions here as per the question. Now the first statement says over here that if the tax income is up to 100,000, if the tax income is within this range, that is from 0 to this range, there is no tax. So I need to specify that condition. So if tax income is less than equals to 100,000, tax equals to 0. No tax means numerically the tax is 0. Now you have to start another if. You can also start else if, but that makes the code a little complicated. So to do it in simple way, start another if. So now the second range over here is, it says from 100,000 won to 150,000. So I'll just put the second condition. If tax income is more than equals to 100,000 won, and now this is the logical operator which connects to condition. Tax income is less than equals to 150,000. Now what you have to do here, what calculation? The calculation says 12%, 10% of the amount exceeding rupees 100,000. So whatever amount, suppose the taxable income of the person is 120,000, right? So how much it is exceeding 100,000? 120,000 minus 100,000, that's 20,000. 20,000 is exceeding above the 100,000. So the tax will be calculated on 20,000 only, not on complete 120,000. So that's what the question asks us to do. So 10% of the income exceeding rupees 100,000 is a simple maths which you can calculate by subtracting. So I'll write it as tax equals to 10 upon 100 for 10% of tax income minus 100,000. So this is the second range I have completed, the second slab. The third slab says between 150,001 to 250,000. So similarly, I'll just copy this set of code. So it will be easier for me and faster to finish up with this. So it is 150,001. So 150,001 to 250,000. 250,000. And then the condition for that range is, it says 5,000. Now they have specified it 5,000. So you just have to put, this is a formula, there's a calculation for calculating tax. So you just have to put 5,000 and 20% of the amount exceeding 150,000. So that will be 5,000 plus 20% of the amount exceeding 150,000. So you don't have to put any logic by yourself. You just have to do whatever the question is asking you to do. 150,000. Now the last range is, again I'll copy that set of code. Now the last range is if the tax income is above 250,000. So if it is about 250,000, then tax is going to be 25,000 plus 30% of the amount exceeding. So 25,000 plus 10% of the amount exceeding 150,000. Sorry, 250,000. Okay, let's check the condition once. First condition between 0 to 100,000. Second condition 100,001 to 150,000. More zeros required here. Third condition, and it is a 10% of amount exceeding 100,000. That's correct. Then you have second condition above 150,001 till less than 250,000, which is 5,000 plus 5,000 plus 20% of the amount exceeding 150,000. That's correct. And then the last condition more than 250,000, which is 25,000 plus not 10%, it has to be 30%. So this is going to be 30% of that. So this is the calculate function or calc function as per the question. So I can expand it to show you the complete code. So here you see, now I have coded I have done the void calculate function also. Okay. Now once I have done with all this ifs in the void calculate function, just let me format it so that it's easier for you to understand. Okay, then we close the function. Now you go back to the question again and see what else it's asking us to do. Then it says the output shall be in this way. All right. Now it's not asking us to define any other function like the display or the output. It's not mentioned over here. So that means this all these all values will be returned back to the main, and in the main the printout of the details will happen, and main is also going to do the input part. Since there's no other functions defined over here in the program, so we have to do the input and the output in the main itself, right? So now since I just told you that this function is going to return the calculated text to the main function, so now the return type will change. Void return type is only meant for those functions which are not returning anything and printing here only. But over here, now, as per the questions, we are not supposed to do anything over here. We are supposed to return the value back. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just put a return type here. Now, what does the return type means? What kind of value it's going to return? It's going to return the tax being calculated. And what is the data type of the tax? The data type of tax is um, double. So it will say double. And here at the end, I'll say return tax. So whatever tax has been calculated, that will be returned back to the main, and then main will do the printing. Let's see how. So now I'll continue further and create a main function over here. Let me release this marks. Right. So I will have a main public void main. Okay. And here I will do the I'll keep object of the scanner class as you know for the input connections. Then I'll ask the user to give the details because input also has to be done here only. What are the details? Enter the PAN number. This PAN number will go to into a variable called PAN. Okay. So PAN equals to sc dot next because it's a string. I believe it's a string or integer. It's an integer. Name is a string, right? It has to be string. So PAN is an integer, then PAN will be sc dot next int. Then name is a string, so it will be sc dot next. And then we have the taxable income, I believe. The next entry is tax income, which is double. So we'll have tax income equals to sc dot next double. So now I got the details. So the part which we used to do in the input has been done in main, and now this tax income is used to calculate the tax. But the tax is being calculated in the function calci. So that means this way value of tax will be passed from here. Okay, will be passed from here to the method to the calci. So this tax income will be passed here. So this tax income is actual parameter, which is being passed from here to the function. Here it does the calculation and returns back the value. Now when it returns back the value, you should have a variable which is going to catch that value. All right, the variable which will hold the answer. And now since this is returning a tax which is of double category, which is the data type of that is double. So the variable which is going to catch this, that is answer, also will be of the double category or double data type. So let's do that. So here I calculate, I put a variable, sorry, just above this, double answer, and then when I send this value to a function, I say answer equals. So this answer is catching the variable being returned from the calci function. Okay, sorry, not here, just below it. Just below it. So answer equals to calci, and I pass the tax income. And then now I can print the details. Now I have everything here, my name, the answer, the name, the PAN number, the tax income is here, And tax is also being calculated and returned from the function calc, which is stored in the answer. I can print the answer here. And the printed answer has to be printed as per the question. Let me go to the question, show you the format. Answer is to be printed in this way: PAN number, main, tax, income, and tax. Okay, so I'll print it now. Let's print it the way it is asking us. So system.out.print uh, PAN number, or just PAN. Now this is a statement called slash t, you know, that escape sequence, which gives the horizontal 5 lines. PAN, and then you have, after PAN, you have name, that I can have almost slash t, small t, and then it is tax income, then I can have another tab, and then it is tax being calculated. Now below that, the variables come with values. So the values are being held in variables like uh, PAN, then slash t for the equal gap, name, then slash t for the equal gap, then tax income, then slash t for the uniform gap, and then so now this particular program is done. Now main is being closed here. I need to close main, and this is the class being closed. So this is the question. This question has to be done in this particular way. Okay. So when we compile and run it, it will execute properly. So this is the first question of the lot. Now we'll quickly go to the second question. All right. Okay, so this is the second question, which says design a class railway ticket with the following descriptions. Instance variables are name, string data type, string code, mobile number, amount, total amount, member method, accept, update, and to update the amount. The update function is your calculator process function. When the type of the coach is post AC, the 700 has to be added more. 700 amount has to be added. If it's second AC, 500 to be added. Third AC, 250. And if it's a sleeper class, that is to be added. Then you have to have a display function which will display all the details. You have to write a main method to create an object of the class and call the method. Now here they are asking us to create an object of the class. I'll tell you how we do that when we come to the main function. Let's quickly go to the notepad and start this question. All right, so let's make a space over here. And as we did in the first question, we'll quickly do similar way this question. So yeah, it says class railway ticket. Railway with R capital. You just do have to do in the same way, same order, capital and small, as the question is asking you. Railway ticket. Now you can't gap, you know the variable's name, any identifier should not have a gap. So you have to put underscore. Then you have string name. Then you have coach. I put them both together because both are string. And then you have a long data type of mobile number. Then you have amount, which is of integer type. And again, total amount is of integer type. So I can put both of them together. All right. So these are the variable has been used and in this particular class. All these we have declared. Now we go to the member method. Now the member method is void accept. So what do we do in this function member method? I'll just go to the notepad and just type the function void. And as you know, this is the input function. So this is going to take the input. So you need an object of the scanner class. So you need to connect the device to this object. So scanner system.in. And then you have to ask these details from the user. Now what are those details? System.out.print. First is enter customer name. Okay, now since name is a string, so it has to be done in a has to be input as a string format. So name equals to sc.next. Another one is I'll just copy paste this again so that it becomes quicker. So next is the coach type, I believe. Yes, enter the coach type. Coach type. Now among the coach type, it's first AC, second AC, and all those. So you should mention over here what you want from user, means from which option the user should choose. So either it's a first AC slash second AC, okay, S capital, slash third AC or third underscore AC slash sleeper. So out of this, one of the option the user is going to choose as per his coach details. So now this will go to the coach, variable coach. So here it goes. And then you have the mobile number to be input. So I'll just copy it again. The first one rather. Change the messages, enter customer's mobile number. Sorry, customer's mobile number. Uh, and then it should go to the variable mobile number. So you will have MOBNO mobile number. Then you have now that is the data type is uh, long. Okay, so it has to be next long. Then it has to be okay, mobile number. Then amount is to be calculated. Amount is to be given by the user, of course. So next input is going to be enter customer, enter the amount of ticket, ticket amount, ticket amount. So that will go to the amount AMT, and that is going to be the integer. Next thing. All right. Now this is the part which the accept function or the input function is going to do for us. Now what about the next function, update? Now the update function is going to update the amount, means it's going to calculate the total amount by adding these values or these extra amounts to the amount, and then it will calculate the total amount. Let's say void update. Now update function. Now in the update function, if you look, your total amount which is being calculated by adding 700 to the amount, whatever the ticket amount the user has given, if it's the first AC, that means these are being added on the basis of type of coach, whether it's a first AC, second AC, third AC, or sleeper. So this is my if condition. Always on the table, the first column is always on your, has to be put on your if condition. So what I do, if uh, coach, coach. Now see, had it been a numeric or had it been a numeric value, I would have compared it like this. If coach equals to first underscore AC, right? That's the way you compare. That's the way, suppose had it been a statement like if coach equals to 50, all right, you could have done. But since this is not a numeric, so this is not the way you compare the strings. This is an alphabet or a word or a string. So how do you compare a string? Compare a string by function dot equals. So coach dot equals first AC. Okay. So this is equivalent to, I write the same way here so that you understand it better. First AC. So this statement is equivalent to this. You can't write this because this statement equal to compares the numeric values. To compare the alphabets or a string, you have to use a equals function. You have to use a equal function instead of equal to. So that's what I did. Now what happens if the coach equals first AC, or if the coach is first AC? We just have to calculate total amount, which is equals to amount plus 700. All right, as mentioned over here. First AC, 700 has to be added to the amount. That's it. If we'll have a body, and then I'll close it. Okay. Now I'll just copy paste this and accordingly change the conditions. Now the second condition, if it is a second AC. So second AC, then what will be the amount? I'll just remove this. The amount to be added is 500, right? So this will be 500. Then again, I'll copy this and paste it. If it's a third AC, what is the amount? Amount is 250 is to be added. And if it is sleeper, nothing has to be added. Sleeper, then nothing has to be added. So amount, total amount remains as amount, nothing has to be added, or you can just add zero, that doesn't make any difference, okay? And then you close the update function. So you're done with the update function. Now you have to have a display function which is going to display the details of the customer. So void display detail of the customer means whatever value you got from the user that has to be printed. So system.out.print the value is going to be, first one is I think name. So in front of it you'll print name. So I'll just copy paste this. Second one is coach. So I'll print coach name or coach type rather. So coach. Then the third one is mobile number, which I'll write MOBMO. And the last one or the second last one is I think total amount. You can also print the amount if you like, but they didn't specifically mention what to print. You can leave the amount total amount. CO dot total amount. The variable is total amount. You cannot dot amount. So let me correct this. Because everywhere I used dot amount here. Yeah, so this is actually total amount. All right. And if you're interested in printing the amount also, you can do that. Even if you don't print, no marks will be lost. So just amount which the user has given into the variable AMT. AMT. Okay. So this display is done. Now it says write a main method to create an object. Okay. That object thing will come up. So public static void main. Earlier you used to do public void main. Okay. And you were calling the methods simply by giving the name, like accept, like update, like display. Okay. Once it wants you to create an object, now how do you create an object? When you create an object, then you should put a keyword static in your main function. Okay. Static tells you that you are going to create an object. So how do you create an object? The syntax, general syntax is class name, object name equals to new class name. All right. Let's see. What is the class name of this particular question? Railway ticket. So railway ticket. Now object name is your choice. You can make any object. Usually make by name obj1, obj2, obj3. So railway ticket obj1 equals to new and then again railway ticket. Railway ticket. He has to be capital, I believe. Underscore ticket. I should make T capital here also because the class name is like that. And now once I got the object, what I need to do, I just have to put the object in front of every function. I'm calling this function now with the object. What difference it makes by calling the function with object or without object, that I will discuss in another video. Okay, so this is the way public main is done, and now you can close the class. So this is the way you have to solve the slab questions or conditionals questions. All right. So in the next video, I'm going to discuss the object thing. Why do you need to create an object and what difference it makes to it? Okay. So see you in the next video.
If you are new to the channel, please subscribe it. Also press the bell notification so that you get notification as soon as I release a new video. Share and like the video.